Okay, my straight dog family. Just had a little technical glitch, but I'm here. And time for me to say good night one more time to St. Kitts and Nevis and to the entire Caribbean region, to my straight dog family in the Kittitian and Nevisian diaspora. I say greetings to all who are logged on to zizonline.com. I know that some of you are in Africa. There's some of you in Asia. There's some of you in Europe. And there are a whole lot of you all over North America. So I am at liberty to say good night. I can say good morning, and in some cases, I'm certain I can say good afternoon, because one of such greetings will be applicable to the region in which you now find yourselves. And we are all under similar dispositions, or a similar disposition, in that we are all still fighting this battle with this dreadful pandemic, this dreadful coronavirus-induced pandemic called COVID-19. Straight Talk is a public service program that facilitates and promotes free expression on all issues of national interest, be they legal, be they technological, social, economic, and or political issues. On Straight Talk, you do have a forum to express yourselves freely. Let's, in the process, continue to keep St. Kitts and Nevis as one of the freest countries in the entire world. On this program, we tried to raise the level of national consciousness. We tried to raise the level of national discourse by alerting our people to their rights, to their responsibilities, and certainly to their obligations. My name is Ian Patches Liburd, and I give Almighty God thanks for blessing me with yet another opportunity to join you in conversation, my Straight Talk family, on yet another occasion. And I know that tonight it's a holiday night in St. Kitts and Nevis, but I thought I would continue my public service. And before I go any further, I am bound to say happy birthday in advance to Gail Sadio. I bet you don't know who is Gail Sadio. Oh yes, everybody calls her Karen. Karen, happy birthday when it comes tomorrow. And all those who are celebrating today and will be celebrating tomorrow as well. But as I was saying, today is a public holiday in St. Kitts Nevis and throughout the Caribbean. But since I've learned of the predicament in the land of my birth, I felt duty bound to continue my public service tonight. And just like Dr. Cameron Wilkinson, our medical chief of staff at the Joseph N. France General Hospital, I must remind all of us that the COVID-19 pandemic is still causing havoc in countries around the world, and it has shown no sign of putting a cessation to its relentless attack on the health and well-being of citizens all around the world, my Straight Dog family. And we have to just be cautious and to be safe.
This opportunity to remind everyone that we are still in the middle of a pandemic, and there are still persons around the world who are getting sick and dying from this disease?
Yes, there are people still around the world who are dying from this dreadful disease. This pandemic, however, is not without precedent. The last time we dealt with a pandemic so mysterious, so uncontained and far-reaching was over a century ago, believe it or not, when influenza devastated populations around the globe. And before in the 1918 flu, which killed 50 to 100 million people through to 1919, and those are just estimates. There are frightening parallels between the 1918 flu and the 2020 coronavirus pandemic, a disease with a startling range of symptoms for which there's little treatment, and the human behavior has been a hindrance to public health, and cluster outbreaks have come widespread, just to name a few. Reported cases and deaths, rather, and this data comes from the Johns Hopkins University Center for Systems Science and Engineering as of 3 p.m. today. And these data are updated every 15 minutes, so you may want to question even my own accuracy right now. And the amount of cases reported to date are 167,268,991 reported cases of this coronavirus. The deaths to date are 3,465,746 persons have died. Interestingly enough, while we don't find the statistics listed in this data I researched, on the China mainland, as of the 24th, that's today, as of 3 p.m. today, local time, there was a confirmed just 90,991 cases and only 4,636 deaths. And let me be careful in saying only, because one death is one too many, but 4,636 deaths. This very report has cited St. Kitts and Nevis as having 52 confirmed cases, and that's in my Straight Dog family, I do apologize again for that little break. But as I was saying, in fact, that as for that report, the John Hopkins University Center for Systems Science and Engineering reported as well the 52 confirmed cases in St. Kitts as reported by the CMO, Dr. Hazel Laws. And we were advised as well that the robust contract tracing began on Wednesday, the 19th of May, my Stray Dog family, and things are not looking good in my homeland.
The Ministry of Health continues its robust contact tracing exercise, which began on Wednesday, May 19, 2021. And we will continually update you as the situation unfolds. The aim is to break the chains of transmission of the COVID-19 virus and contain this cluster of cases. We will continue to broaden our web of contact tracing and testing to contain the virus.
And my Stray Dog family, I think it's important to remind us as well where we are as a nation in comparison to well over 190 nations in the world. Of the 14 nations listed, we are among those that to date have not experienced any deaths. You can think about Anguilla, the Falkland Islands, Macau, the Vatican City, the Solomon Islands, Montserrat, the Marshall Islands, Samoa, and others. But my Stray Dog family, I have come tonight to remind you that we still have a serious problem on our hand that needs a solution, even though the medical chief of staff has said we still have good news. What are the good news?
The good news now is that we are no longer defenseless in this fight. We have a vaccine that is safe and effective against this deadly virus. The evidence has shown that the virus remains a clear and present danger to communities with low vaccination rates. The more of us who roll up our sleeves and get vaccinated is the more protected we will be individually and collectively. We have sacrificed too much to get this far in this fight without the loss of a single life, and we want to keep our death rate at 0. The virus will keep coming as long as our borders are open, but we must use all we have available to us to ensure that it does not find a home in our communities.
My Stray Dog family, we have come too far to turn back now. And my research provided me with some lessons of the 1918 flu. And the world have learned from the missteps that were made and some good steps that were also taken. Interestingly enough, back in 1918 and early 1919, there was a backlash against the wearing of masks, as people were essentially fed up. According to an historical account, there was a group of libertarians who suggested that it was a breach of their rights and freedoms to be forced to wear masks, and actually ended up preventing the Board of Health in the US from renewing a mandate to wear masks. And what happened after that was another spike in San Francisco in influenza cases in early 1919. and people went back to wearing their masks. One thing we learned in St. Kitts and Nevis as the pandemic continues to exist is that non-pharmaceutical interventions, they work. Yes, non-pharmaceutical interventions work. And we have an experience, we can talk about that in terms of the protocols and the measures implemented.
We continue to urge you to adhere to the COVID-19 prevention and control measures. These include wearing a face mask, maintaining good hand hygiene, maintaining physical distance of at least 6 feet from others when in public places, and avoiding crowds and events. These non-pharmaceutical measures work and help to keep us safe over the past year in the fight against this virus, and we are encouraging you to continue to comply with them, especially at this time.
Let us comply. The message is, perhaps, that things are not as novel as they may seem, and that human behavior in response to pandemics of this magnitude is actually fairly predictable. So let us ask ourselves tonight a few pertinent questions, my Straight Talk family. How do you believe this pandemic will end? Can we run away from the pandemic until it goes away? Will the pandemic end when all those who are exposed to it have died from it, so there is nobody else? Or will the pandemic end when other people who are exposed to it survive and achieve immunity, which gives us some protection? And these are some very important questions. So my Straight Talk family, I have come tonight to tell you, like my first caller did last Thursday night, which is this, my Straight Talk family. My first caller said this.
It's two things that I have to say. My grandmother always tell me, precaution is better than cure. Second thing, Godwin said, trust no man. For every man is a shadow, and every shadow is a man. Every man has a gun. So if it is that people don't want to be precautious, I'm sorry. I am sorry for them. They need to go and take this vaccination ASAP. And I hope everybody in St. Kitts will now take a precaution.
Let us keep hope alive, my Straight Talk family. She said precaution. I prefer the proverbial saying, prevention is better than cure, which to me is trying to say, in the context of this pandemic, that is a sensible thing to stop an illness from occurring or happening in the first place, rather than having to deal with a worse health issue or worse health issues or death later on. There are some who have taken their 2 doses of the vaccine, but yet they are promoting a view that people must have choices, and they are correct. All of us have a right to choose, but the reality is, my family, I concur with Dr. Wilkins.
Vaccine is 70% effective in preventing the transmission of COVID-19. It is 76% effective in preventing severe disease after just a single dose. It is 82.4% effective in preventing severe disease after 2 doses. And it's 100% effective in preventing death from COVID-19.
My Straight Dog family, as a young boy, I learned that a bird in the hand is worth two in the bush. My Straight Dog family, a bird in the hand is worth two in the bush. My Straight Dog family, a bird in the hand in the bush, as I said, my Straight Dog family. So we just have, my Straight Dog family, have something that is certain, that expose yourself to the possibility of getting something better. It means that it is better to have a lesser yet certain advantage at something than the possibility of a greater one that may come to nothing, that may come to naught. The vaccines, my Straight Dog family, we are administering have been scientifically proven worldwide. The AstraZeneca vaccine has been proven in hundreds or over 100 countries, I should say, and it has been proven to be working, my Straight Dog family. It has been working.
Let us continue the fight by getting vaccinated to protect ourselves and those who are dependent on us for protection. There is not a single school child who can receive the vaccine, and they're all dependent on us as adults to provide that shield of protection around them. We have made significant progress in the vaccination rollout with the administration of 21,459 doses thus far. We now have 17.7% of the population fully vaccinated and 47.3% having received their first shot. We cannot stop now. There is a fierce urgency in reaching herd immunity. There is a fierce urgency in making sure that as many of us have the immunity to fight the virus and prevent its spread.
My Straight Dog family, as a federation, we have a serious problem on our hands. We can decide whether we are part of the solution or we are part of the problem. The Straight Dog family, we can decide that as part of the solution, then we must use the only tool we have, which is the vaccine. All of us who have taken the vaccine can therefore be considered part of the solution. Some of us are waiting, and please let us not wait in vain. The house is burning and the fire truck is outside. Why are we not going to get the water from the fire truck that's available? My Straight Dog family.
Saying that we are waiting on a vaccine
Let
that
us
has not
continue
developed,
the
like
fight
having your
by
house on fire and a fire truck showed up and you said, no, you're going to wait for the one that's coming from Sandy Point or deep.
My Straight Dog family, we can't wait. It makes no sense waiting. How can we wait, my Straight Dog family? We just cannot wait, my Straight Dog family. How can we wait? It makes no sense whatsoever. Those who have not respectfully taken the vaccine, I say they are part of the problem. And I plead to you, my fellow citizens, do it for everyone. Do it for your country, my Straight Dog family. That's what I've come to do, to beg you to do it for your country. Do it for yourself. Do it for our children. Do it for those who can't take it.
Don't hesitate. Please go out and get vaccinated. Do it for yourself. Do it for our children. Do it for every pregnant woman and her unborn child who cannot be vaccinated. Do it for your country. Do it as a citizen of this world, as no one is safe until everyone is safe.
Sherlock family, I have come to tell you, do it for yourselves. Do it for your children. Do it for everybody and for all those who cannot do it. Sherlock family, put country above everything. Put country above yourself, my Sherlock family. I've learned that there's some 6 new cases that's just coming live as breaking news to me. It has come from a reliable source, so I've said it. I have not heard it myself, but the source has just told me that there are 6 more cases. My Sherdog family, there's a release today. It has just come to hand, and I'm afraid I am worried. And the release reads, coming from the Ministry of Health: this evening, Monday, May 24, my Straight Dog family, I wish to update you on the present COVID-19 situation within the last 24 hours. We have recorded 6 additional cases, my Straight Dog family, all from the same household. These 6 new cases are referred to as case number 55 through case number 60. The individuals are in isolation at a COVID certified facility. These additional cases bring the total number of COVID-19 confirmed cases to 60, with 44 cases for St. Kitts and Nevis and 14 cases for Nevis. Please note that 45 cases have fully recovered with 0 deaths. There are now 15 active cases. These patients are stable and are being monitored. As we continue extensive contact tracing, or the extensive contact tracing exercise, the Ministry of Health and the Ministry of Education wish to inform you of the proactive decision to close all schools in the Federation of St. Kitts and Nevis. All public and private schools in St. Kitts and Nevis at the early childhood, primary and secondary levels are physically closed for the next 2 weeks, effective Tuesday, 25th May, that's tomorrow. And this is an effort to contain the spread of the COVID-19 virus. The Ministry of Health continues its robust contact tracing exercise, which began on Wednesday, 19th of May, 2021. And we will update you as the situation unfolds. We will broaden our web of contact tracing and testing to identify all possible contacts. The aim is to break the chains of transmission of the COVID-19 virus and contain this cluster of cases. The Ministry of Health wishes to assure the public that all measures are being taken to restrict the spread of the coronavirus. We urge you to adhere to the COVID-19 prevention and control measures. These include wearing a face mask, maintaining good hand hygiene, maintaining physical distance of at least 6 feet from the others when in public places, and avoiding crowds this virus. And we urge you to come forward and get vaccinated. By getting vaccinated, you are not only protecting yourselves, beg your pardon, but those who cannot be vaccinated, such as our school children. And we continue to encourage persons to empower themselves with the facts about the benefits of the AstraZeneca Oxford vaccine and take advantage of this opportunity to be vaccinated. Let us work together to maintain and protect the health and well-being of the people of the Federation. And this release is dated May 24th, that's tonight to be exact, and it's a joint release from the Ministry of Health and the Ministry of Education. And you've heard that all schools in the Federation will be closed as of tomorrow, Tuesday, my Stray Dog family. And we've heard as well there are 6 additional cases, and we are now up to case number 60, my Stray Dog family. 46 on St. Kitts and 14 on Nevis. These are serious times, my Stray Dog family. We have to be part of the solution. And one way to be part of the solution is to get vaccinated. At 18 before the 9 o'clock hour, my Stray Dog family, I'm going to go to the lines. I'm sure you have things to say. I have said a lot. But I believe, my Stray Dog family, our destination is in our hands. We are the ones who can solve the problems. We have a tool to battle this coronavirus, or to win this battle with the coronavirus. That tool is the AstraZeneca vaccine, which is available to us, and we ought to use it. I am going to open the lines, but first of all, I must implore you to respect others. And of course, to achieve that, you must first respect yourself. Let us try to be fair to all concerned. Let us try to build goodwill and better friendships. Let us ensure that the things we say and or do will be beneficial to all concerned, my Stray Dog family. And while we are in the process of saying and doing those things, let us strive to build a kinder, gentler St. Kitts and Nevis. The numbers are 4652555 and or 718-577, beg your pardon, 2916. The email address is straighttalk, ZZStraighttalk @gmail.com. With that said, at 16 before the 9 o'clock hour, caller, I thank you for holding, but you're live on Straight Talk.
Good night, Patrick.
Good night.
This is Dumpling.
How are you, Dumpling?
I tell you about 2 months ago that St. Kitts people feel like this corona is unity method, and all the ministers them involved in it, and the doctors and the nurses. But they realize that they're like St. Kitts people, they're on the radio and they're encouraging people to don't take it, but wait till Cuba send an ark or anything. And now he reach here to kill out St. Kitts people, to kill us out, you know. They're like us. That is, I can't understand St. Kitts people. They don't know how we illiterate. And it look like St. Kitts people look like they suffer too. Because something to help the Federation mind. The children them can't get it. The pregnant mothers them can't get it. And these sensible people who got a load of diploma could let Dumpling go down the clinic and get your first shot. I will want the last day me like to see next month to go for me other one. I tell me to and them make sure they go take it, you know. Because Patrick, Nurse Harmony give me my vaccine when I was between 11 going on 12 down the health center. And men dead. And it was for chicken pox, all kind of pox, all kind of sickness going on. And Mr. Bratcher said the school children had to take it and big people. Well, what happened to take it, people? What happened to us, boy? We small if it's sweet to you, we gone, you know. Patches, this is Dumpling. Love you. See you. May I not less to say. Well, Timothy got going down the waiting on the 16th of next month. Make you about nobody else.
Okay, Dumpling, we do have a problem, my Stray Dog family, and we must find a solution. The only solution at this time is to get vaccinated. Let's go back to the lines. Caller, you are live. Caller?
Good night, Patrice.
Good night, sir.
This is Sugar out of West Palm Beach, St. Kitts.
Sugars.
Yeah.
How are you?
West Palm. I'm good. Glad to hear you tonight. Yes, so let me say good night to all the listeners them out there. And good night to Culture. Nobody could hear him. Get well to him. And good night to Lady way up there in our Pines Extension. And good night to other people. Well, okay. We get what we were longing for. Happen now. So, to meet the bridegroom was 10 of them. 5 were wise and 5 were foolish. They were going to meet the bridegroom. And the 5 wise went with a lamp full of oil and trim. And the 5 foolish went with no oil in the lamp. And when they reached, they asked if you could share some of your oil with us. They said, no, because if we share with you, we're going to run out. So go to him that sell and buy your own. So when they come back now, the bridegroom come and the gate closed and they were shut out. So they were left out. They didn't get to see the bridegroom. So let me say good night again to all the listeners them. Some listeners down in Oldwood, dear Patrice, does always listen to you. And let me say a pleasant good night to them from Sugar. See you later. Maybe I'll come back with something else. Bye for now.
Thank you, my brother, Sugars. And he made a proposition there that some people got what we were looking for. Wow. Isn't that a terrible statement, a terrible proposition? But some people are really playing games, as this caller has said on my program last week. And he made a point about the amount of people who died in New York, which is the population of St. Kitts. Listen to this, my Stray Dog family.
The introduction here tonight was quite timely. I just wanted to call in and give my contribution tonight, man, because conspiracy theories is no good, man. For me, I already tuned out all the conspiracy theories. I took the vaccine myself, so I could talk for myself. You know, I'm fully vaccinated. You know, because I'm calling from the United States, man. I'm going to put it out there and let everybody know I'm calling from the United States. Here in this country, we really needed the vaccine. And since they started administering the vaccine here, the whole world can see the COVID virus is under control in this country. And it's going to get better.
Yes, that's the solution, or one of the solutions, or the main solution. Use the tool we have, that's the vaccine. At 10 before 9 o'clock, I go back to the lines. Caller, I want to thank you for holding.
Good night. You could hear me?
Yes, my dear.
Yes, I'm glad you can come. That the night wouldn't be boring like how it's a holiday. Good topic. And I want to say, if we ain't supposed to know the people them, that we could know how to move.
Which people who has the vaccine?
No, who quarantine or whatever. Since there is native.
Well, they're in quarantine, so you shouldn't get close to them.
No, when they come out, they're going to come out. Anyway.
But they only...
Anyway, I went to church yesterday, and that don't mean I can't say the good my wonderful Prime Minister doing. I'm going to change the topic a bit. When we come on the program, your program, and we have to say anything, I think the ministers them want us to listen them when they're on the TV or radio, and they don't listen to us. So we keep talking, and people got us like fools. But I just want to say, they must listen when people talk. So much of things they just say, they're keeping a meeting for this, they're keeping a meeting for that, they're keeping a meeting for that. And months pass and you hear how the meeting coming through. And they must come out and let us know. Okay, I'm coming back later.
Thank you very much. Well, that's a reasonable position. The ministers must listen to the callers. They come to Straight Talk, their own forum, and they want the ministers to listen. That's reasonable. Caller, you are live.
Good evening, Honorable. Thank you for
Good
coming
evening,
tonight. We couldn't be so boring, you know. Now, Patches,
Yes.
I want you to use your skill. When I tell you your skill, your educational skill, right? And use it in French, in Dutch, and Spanish. Okay? And break up some of these people around. Because them who talking about the vaccination and so on, they're born in country, you know. And they can talk the language where they're born. But at the same time, they want to give people the impression you're dumb and you're stupid. You understand me? But who knows better, say better. Right? So I just wanted to use those skills to help the different nationalities that we have here to go and take the vaccine. And Patrick, I want to, if you could get to the CMO or any one of them, before they tell you what vaccine gonna expire, give me at least 2 more shots out it. Right? Before they throw it away. So I will have
Only
4.
2 shots you want?
2 more shots. But I don't get 2 already. So if I get 2 more, I'll be more than equal to go. I will live for another. I only want to make 100, but I won't mind going over a little more. You understand me? But Patrick, you as a man who has done your best for this wonderful country of ours, you don't light no lamp and you don't hide. You understand me? You make sure that everybody got equal turn and an equal share. But as anything, you can't please everybody. And some people just begrudge you, trying to bring you down. They're trying, you know, because they can't touch you to bring you down. You understand me? And you are not the kind of man they want you to be. Look in confrontation with you, because I know you could handle any one of them. Any one of them cross the path, you could handle them. So just continue doing your work up there in the UN and doing your work here on the radio to keep team unity together. Put all the different them until the next election and concentrate on what we have here now. You know, work with the Prime Minister, work with members of government, work with members of cabinet and everybody, and make sure you represent this nation up in the UN fairly and good. So that is all I could tell you. God bless you. Continue the good work you're doing, and don't take them on because they ain't ready yet. They bang water come here. They can't even talk the language where they come from, but they want to criticize us here. And them who got radio station and supporting them ignorance, the time gonna come. So that's all I have to say. Good night. If I get back, I get back.
Good night, my brother. That's the people's king. And yes, if you just join us, just to keep you updated,
Hello.
we've had, yes, caller.
Hello.
Yes, go ahead.
Hello. Professor Ian.
Go ahead, caller.
What are you doing?
How is the champion?
I don't know anybody shutting me off. What that?
No, man.
Well, I just doing a bell. Round one.
Round one. And a round one champion.
I mean, you can hear the second bell. Yeah?
How many rounds you can go?
Well, the most one I ever got is 12.
12 rounds? You can't go 12 rounds down, man.
Patches, please stop. Patches, up to now I can't get my vaccine.
Yes, champion.
Up to now I can't get my vaccine. I've gone down twice in country, one by the church and one by the community center. I was out when they was in country. I've gone by the community center some time ago. I wait there, nobody come, nobody show up. And we ain't get no report to say, well, they'll come tomorrow when, I mean, and I don't know when they're coming to Canary. Hello?
Champion.
Yeah.
You hear me?
So I don't know when they're coming to Canary.
Can I say something to you?
Yeah.
There's according to what I learned from the CMO, who was on my program about 2 weeks ago.
Hello? 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 Hello?
Because he is, as I said, physically challenged, and he ought to be accommodated. Are you there, caller?
Yeah, I hear.
Okay. Did you hear what I said?
No, me here.
I was saying to you that you should get a message to, I think they call her, the person, the individual, the nurse manager from your particular district, and you should be able to get a message to them, and they'll come and administer the vaccine at your house. It's for physically challenged people like yourself. Did you hear that?
Yeah.
So you should get one of those young boys around you.
No, you gotta know.
Or call your minister.
You gotta know who live
Or
over
your representative, sorry.
You ever know who live over here? Up the road from me.
Uh-huh.
I will talk with her and find out what could
Please.
be done. I will talk to her and find out what could be done.
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, have yourself a wonderful night.
Thank you.
And be safe, champion. Be safe. It's 1 minute past the 9 o'clock hour, and we need to get ourselves protected. Let's go back to the lines. Caller, you're live.
Good night, Your
Hello,
Honorable.
caller.
Good night,
Good
Your
night, sir.
Honorable. Good
Your
night.
humble servant. Good night, sir.
Good. I am in support of Rockefeller when he spoke about the foreigners, French, Dutch, and all who do not want to understand how serious this thing is.
You have a radio on?
That if they don't want to take the vaccine, ask them to leave the country. It's as simple as that. If they do not want to take the vaccine and they are squatting here in our land, simple, ask them to leave the country forthwith. Full stop. That's all what I have to say for now.
I got your point, my Stray Dog family. Extremely rigid, but I understand how you feel about the danger to which we are exposed, especially for those who do not want to protect themselves and in the process to protect us. And my Stray Dog family, as I said, we do have a serious problem that needs a solution. And one solution is to use the tool we have, that is the vaccine. Vaccines have worked. Back in 1918, 1919, it was a different time and a different approach. But my Stray Dog family, we have to be extremely careful with this community spread, which has the potential to overwhelm our health system. So let us allow good sense to prevail. We cannot, according to the CMO, the fire truck is outside our house. So why are we wanting them to bring another one instead of using that one that's full of water?
In that we are waiting on a vaccine that has not developed. It's like having your house on fire and a fire truck showed up and you said, no, you're going to wait for the one that's coming from Sandy Point or the...
My Stray Dog family, the fire truck is referring to in the context, it puts it into context. We have a vaccine, the AstraZeneca vaccine, which has been proven around the world. Let us use it, my Stray Dog family. Let us use the vaccine. Saying good night to my dear friend Jasmine for Pueblo on the Ferry Dock, Kelly, Sasha Mali, and the whole Ferry Dock massive. Let's go back to the lines. Call you live.
Hey, blessed good night, Patches. How are you?
Good night, my brother.
Okay, I normally listen to your show, you know. My father just listen to your show and stuff.
Thank you.
I just want to ask a question. Right? I was wondering if this vaccine is really to protect us or to hurt us or what. Because enough people take the vaccine, like they're balling for the head and stuff. They have plenty headaches. So, what causing that? I was wondering if this vaccine is really safe. It's here to destroy us. You know, because I hear all kind of stuff and I've seen all kind of stuff and so. I see like people sticking magnet on their arm and them kind of stuff. So is this the vaccine really? You know?
Go ahead, sir.
Yeah, that's all I have to say.
Well, the vaccine is here to protect us.
To protect us.
Yes, it's been used in over 140 countries. And we have our different reactions to it.
Oh, I see. Because this headache I see people having, like, it's serious, you know? And, so, okay, Patchy, just have a blessed night, you know, and thanks for taking my call.
Thanks for your intervention, my dear brother. But make sure you get vaccinated, you know? You know, I would encourage everyone to take the vaccine. It is scientifically proven that the vaccine is effective and can succumbing to the virus. Is there a call on the line? Let's take this call. Call you live.
Good night to the Ambassador Ian Patches outside here representing us in the United Nations. Good night, brother.
Good night, my dear brother Politics.
Patches,
hope you're staying safe.
Yeah, first I want to thank God for this little federation of Think It Nevis. We are so blessed. And Patches, I want to thank God for the task force with them with that community spread now, reaching the school, and the task force is doing their endeavor best to sort out all who get in contact with that case where we had, and trying to go into the communities them, doing the contact trace, and let me pray for them, because that's the only how we gonna combat this COVID-19 situation. We know that COVID will reach here, and we know that it will reach in the community, because people is coming to our shores, and we cannot keep the borders them closed all the time. The government got to make money, the country got to make money. We got to eat, we got to live. But we see that the situation now, and people go out. When you go out and the passenger bus, put on your mask is important. Patches, today I get my clearance from the doctor, and I went to take my 4th shot today. Patches, me and my daughter, and invite 2 other friends with her, because I encourage her to go take it. And you could say 4 of us take it today, 4 of us. And Patches, it was so easy. It was nothing unusual. I get the needle when you know pick me up, you know, if she finish. They tell me sit down outside for 15 minutes. I sit down outside, and Patches, after I done, I didn't take the paracetamol or nothing, because what happened that I eat a healthy breakfast before go, drink some bush tea, and I take my vitamin, and I went, and as soon as I done, just for the 15 minutes, I went in the Taman walk, and we climb a Taman trail, look a bag of tamarind, and went home and cool off myself, and I went to look for my animals them, and that was it. And here now I had my job. I don't even go to sleep or nothing yet. I feel so good. For the past week, Patches, because I went last week Wednesday. But last week Wednesday when I went, when you know take my pressure was too high. So she told me that I shouldn't take it with me, you know. So I didn't take it. So I just want to encourage people, and like the last call idea, forget about the negative and think about the positive, because this is our country. Look at it now in the school where the children can vaccine. You see where you reach? Patches, you have a wonderful night. May God bless the Federation and Think It Nevis, and let me continue to pray. People, let me continue to pray and down with the ignorance. Blessed Patches.
Blessed as well, my dear brother. And yes, we have to be positive. And just for that caller, the CMO said this about the Oxford AstraZeneca vaccine.
The Oxford AstraZeneca vaccine is our main tool in fighting this virus, and we urge you to come forward and get vaccinated. By getting vaccinated, you are not only protecting yourself, but those who cannot be vaccinated, such as all our school children. Tomorrow, Monday, the 24th of May, is a public holiday, and the ministry...
Yes, that's today. I hope we went to get our vaccine. Let's go back to the lines. Caller, I thank you for holding. You're live.
Pleasant. Good evening, Patrice. Your girl Marsha here.
How are you, Marsha?
Oh, I'm wonderful. I'm moving on smoothly. I just called this. I went to take my second shot on Saturday over Tabernacle by the health center there, right? And I could say that the Prime Minister is doing a tremendous job. I went there today because I'm not selfish. I'm spreading the word. I'm working. And I went there to take some people today for the vaccine, and he was right there. He take time out of his busy schedule to encouraging people to take the vaccine, Patrice. And I'm calling on the opposition to get out the people in the numbers and let them take this vaccine. Because as the lady sang, we all are in this thing together. So if we all are in this thing together, the opposition needs to go out and hold the people, because they have the people. Instead of causing havoc in St. Kitts and telling the people not to take this vaccine, I'm calling on the opposition party to get the people to go out and take the vaccine, because we all in this thing together. Patrice, COVID is right here now, and this is what they wanted. They wanted this. They're like a dog waiting on a bone. The Labour Party, they're like a dog waiting on a bone. And then on a bone in a car, there will not be no death here in St. Kitts. And I want to congratulate the task force for the tremendous job that they are doing. But I want to say this on record tonight. The Labour Party is waiting, thinking that something going to happen, because the power they want power. And they have the people out there. They need to go out and start sensitizing the people about this, because some of them is ignorant. And they feel as though, as the caller said earlier, that the scheme as though is the team unity government implement this thing, this COVID. But like this thing now, this is a worldwide thing. And if we all go out and vaccine, take over vaccination, Lord, I don't know what's going to take place. Patrice, I'm proud to say that I already taken my second shot on Saturday, and my children have been vaccinated, and my family, my sister and my brother has been vaccinated, and I'm still pleading to people, go out and take this vaccine, because it's not a joke. Corona is not a joke. It's right here. Who have ears to hear, let them hear. And you draw a scenario about the fire truck. Earlier, I'm in bed lying down listening, and you said if a house is on fire and the fire truck comes to your door, and you said that you're not gonna use that fire truck, is Bundy house can burn down? Because by the time you wait for a next fire truck to come, that's it, Patrice. So I'm appealing to the whole Federation to please go out and encourage one another to take this vaccine before it's too late. Patrice, I'm not a prophet, but I can see it in my spirit that in months to come, a lot of people will be running for this vaccine, but it will be too late. I'm not a prophet. I just see things in my spirit. So I'm just appealing to people here in this Federation of St. Kitts and Nevis to go out and take this vaccine before it's too late. And I also want to say, Prime Minister Harris, you're doing a tremendous job in pushing this vaccine, and continue doing what you are doing today. When I see him over in the Tabernacle Health Center, I just say, my God, what a Prime Minister, what a man. A man God put him here for such a time as this, because if it was another Prime Minister, we would have been doomed in this place. But thank God for the Prime Minister, Dr. Timothy Harris, for continue to lead the ship in good, without fear or favor. He's leading the ship. He's doing what he's doing. He ain't must have to go by the health center. He ain't must have got to go around in his constituency and encourage people to take this vaccine. And I know somebody going to vex with me tonight, and I don't care. I'm born 11 times. I'm a plain speaker. Some of those people in government need to take a page out of Dr. Timothy Harris' book and go out in the highways and the byways and roll up the people, round up the people to go and take this vaccine, because Corona is serious. Patches, you have a blessed night, and may the Lord bless and keep you, and may the Lord cause his face to shine upon this Federation of St. Kitts and Nevis, and may the Lord give you safe journey home, and God bless you. Have a good night, Patches, and you stay safe.
You as well. Have a good night as well. You stay safe, you know. And yes, with the latest news, the last 24 hours, the 6 additional cases, you do have a serious problem. And we have the solution to that problem right before us. There are thousands of doses available of the vaccine, and we ought to man up, woman up, and go get your vaccine for your own good, my stray dog family. Let's go back to the lines. Caller, thank you for holding your live.
Yeah, Patches, I don't know if you were here, the gentleman in Grenada. Grenada, yes, in Grenada with this big hotel. He declared that while you ain't take your vaccination and so on, you cannot walk on his property. You can't even drive to deliver things to the property unless you take to a lake, you want to climb to around the country and all of that, and you're not vaccinated, you cannot walk. Now, Patel, I don't know if you know, what I made to understand from local language in St. Kitts, the person who was caught with the virus here, they never vaccinated, none at all. And the house was never, none of them was vaccinated. Now, I don't want to say nothing about the hotel, but the hotel, to protect the interest, they need to talk to the staff, just to protect the interest, because that could damage the hotel itself. You know, you hear somebody say, well, don't go by this hotel because they had a virus breakout there. It crippled the hotel. So the hotel and them have to put the strap on and pull up the boots and encourage the people to vaccinate. You understand me? Encourage them to vaccinate. I don't care who say, well, you can't compel somebody. If somebody working with you, you could compel them, or just they don't come on your premises. You don't come on your premises. Because they could cause a problem for you and a serious, serious one. What you done build and put up your foundation, it could fall right down to nothing. You understand me? So these hotels they got in St. Kitts need to deal with the workers and make sure they vaccinate. There's nothing good about you can't force nobody here holding them down. These are the rules of the hotel. These are the rules of the organization. These are the rules of the business. And this is how it goes. You understand me? You can't walk there. Just tell them go get the vaccination and come back. That's all. That's all. You need more than that. Because everybody was saying the woman was vaccinated and she don't take 2 vaccination and come to the competition and she had 1. And that giving the people them in the world the impression the vaccination ain't no good. You see, these are the things that killing the country. Killing it. You know, and they got some radio shows here figure that they could blackball this country. But it ain't gonna happen. It ain't gonna happen. You understand me? And I can tell you something. They had people who were standees. I don't care how much papers they got. Right? I remember, when they come up against Mr. Bradshaw and big, wealthy people, big engineers, big this, big that. When Lee had come in, they were done up the airport, waiting, and they play cricket for St. Kitts, they play football for St. Kitts. They was here for about 30 years. You understand me? And they was up the airport waiting for Liat. When Liat touched down, they put them on Liat. Who going so go so? Who going so go so? You understand me? It's time enough that the government put down the foot. You know, call the business people and them in. I call the people them there who in charge of the business community and them been walking and thing. The same way they could come on the radio and looking for handout from the government. At the same time, they don't want none of the people vaccinated. But they're telling you the government should give them funds and give them this and give them that. You know? But God looking at us, you know. God is looking at us. And he don't sleep and he don't slumber. Because he gonna come hard. And who gonna survive, survive. And it's only the poor man gonna survive. Because the poor man know what stress and what they had to go to get where they get. Okay? God bless your Patrick. God bless our federation. God bless your minister.
God bless you as well, Rockefeller. But I prefer to use the moral persuasion, all right? Because you said you should encourage them. Interestingly enough, the Delta CEO had this to say just a few days ago, I think it was. He said this about employees.
Any person joining Delta in the future employee, we're going to mandate they be vaccinated before they can sign up with the company.
He spoke to the future, not the present. He encouraged those who are already with Delta, but those who want to join up as new workers will have to be vaccinated. But my Stray Dog family, it's 9:24, and we ask ourselves, can we run away from the pandemic until it goes away? There's no place we can run because it's all over the world. Let us go back to the lines. Caller, you're live.
Good evening, Honorable Patches. I'm getting late
Good evening,
because
my
these
dear.
callers got a lot of things to say. But I have a lot of things to say too. Somebody in number one said that if you ain't getting out the houses them on Wellington Road, are you waiting till when you go back in to get them out? And anyway, looking at the roads, they're bad. And they need a good overpull. Here, what looking at sickness here, I had my first vaccination, and that they give me fever.
How are you feeling now?
With it. So, you are got to give
How are you
people
feeling
some
now?
aspirin or something when people don't take the vaccination deal. Yes. It's happening now.
How are you feeling now?
A lot better now. Because I have an old blood, so maybe the blood and it was fighting to get in. Yes. And you
So
have
when
a
is your second
goodness,
shot?
and people trying to say that they don't beg, but they don't borrow. And when they borrow, they don't pay back. And thanks Watson Heather and Miss Gums and Ella to make me this what I am today, that I could understand and read good. Have a good night. See you. Take care.
Okay, my dear sister. She says she's recovered, but there are different reactions to the vaccine. I got my vaccine, and I was very, very scared at first, but as that caller said, I wasn't aware when I got that prick, but it was good. Let's go back to the lines. Caller, you live.
Patrick, good night.
Hello, caller.
I want to tell
My
the
dear
people
brother,
of this
jam down.
country to listen to the CMO and Dr. Cameron Wilkerson because they're doing a great job. Patrick, I told you last week about this community spread, you know. I don't blame enforcement. All is enforcement. And Timothy better don't play game with them, you know. Because come like when you go and talk nice about them, they do what they want. You understand? I don't care. And I ain't watching the face. And let us put the face on me. They always do that. Me afraid them, I born here. No plane, no boat, bring me here. Thanks, good night, and Jacqueline, have a good weekend, Patches.
Yes, my dear brother Jabdown. Have a good weekend as well. This email reads, some of the persons who are spreading the false rumors in St. Kitts, telling persons not to take the vaccine, must look at what happened to some of the supporters of a former politician who did not listen to him and was not wearing a mask. They ended up in the hospital with the coronavirus and died from the coronavirus. So some of the persons who are spreading false information about the coronavirus vaccine need to stop your nonsense. The Lord don't sleep. Please, all the citizens of St. Kitts and Nevis, please take the vaccines so we can reach herd immunity. Reads that email. Let's go back to the lines. Caller, you're live. Hi there, caller.
Hello?
Yes, you're live.
Yeah, good night. This is Sugar. Yeah.
Yes, Sugars.
Yeah, your girl Casilda say you must give out the house then, but I ain't against what she telling you, eh? But we have a small hospital, and you got to keep them houses there as a standby in case you need room for people with this corona breaking out. And this corona breakout now, it come in such a bad time in the hurricane season. So having a hurricane with corona hit here, I ain't praying for it, but hit here with corona, that double dead. And who are waiting on the Cuban vaccine, them are the 5 foolish, what I was talking about. So, waiting on something that is not there is not a good thing. The struggle is real. I don't want to lose my life or get caught up in a jail because the struggle is real. The struggle is real. I don't want to lose my life or get caught up in a jail because the struggle is real. Patrice, good night.
Good night, my brother. Sugars, let's go back to the lines. Caller, you live.
Yeah, Patrice begging. Patrice, the thing is that, you know, they're refusing to take the vaccine where is here free. And there cannot be nothing. You see look how they got those 6 cases now, and the Prime Minister jump on the way tomorrow morning. You can see all of them clock up the supermarket, down the shop, down go this, down go that, down go tower, down go there. Like they calling wolf. You understand? Support they try to do what they got to do to prevent this COVID from spread throughout the Federation. Take the vaccine. The vaccine is important because, Patrice, you know what I dream? I dream that this COVID come to kill out the world. You understand? And I going in my death. Patrice, I wake up, out my sleep, and I see that I ain't gone dead. And what I see now, this vaccine create now to kill this COVID. Kill this COVID totally. That is what this vaccine create. Because I believe that these scientists, they ain't going to make up these things. The COVID is a poison going around poison. You want poison out the whole world? The vaccine, the scientists them get together and try this and get together and do the research and get this vaccine, whether AstraZeneca or the Pfizer or the Moderna or the Johnson & Johnson or whatsoever. People, let me stop, look and listen and put the political ignorance aside. It wouldn't work. Constantly wouldn't work. The vaccine, listen, everybody ain't bill alike.
Some people don't get a side effect from it. I take my vaccine and not a thing happened to me. And I wouldn't discourage nobody or tell nobody go take no vaccine. I mean, I wouldn't discourage nobody, tell them not go take it. Because me feel this and me feel that. Man, go to take the vaccine. Everybody who was take the vaccine with me today, everybody walk out the health center yard, comfortable, walk out happy. A lady was there with a little happy thing. She said that, you know, only lad, only me foot about me. I said, she something before the 15 minutes an hour. So that she got to go. A young guy come there. The young guy said, boy, only me arm hurt me now. But I feel good. People, let me do what we got to do and forget about the political ignorance. That wouldn't work. It cannot help us. You see that now we got community spread? I was saying it all the time and can't to a caller there. That is what I was looking for. That is what I was looking for. Everything you all want politicized. That is not done now. Coming down from the bus, I think was Wednesday, when I listened to Mr. O'Clark, said that he looked like it's smart the plane, saying they don't have a community spread. They set up the girl pair to say where she got COVID. Touches, Lord have mercy upon us. A man like Mr. O'Clark going to the afternoon. I could go before him. But Patches, O'Clark, I know you're better than that. I believe you're supposed to be some kind of respectable man in the country and try to educate our younger ones and put away the political ignorance. It wouldn't work, and it can't work. Patches, again, you have a wonderful night. May God bless the Federation of St. Nevis and keep everybody safe. And God bless the COVID-19 task force, Dr. Lars, the Prime Minister, and his cabinet. Lord, we bless them. God pray. We're praying for this country. Patches, again, you have a wonderful Sugars, good night.
Have a wonderful night. Here's a release from the Ministry of Education in Nevis. It's an urgent public notice which reads, the Nevis Island Administration, on the advice of the COVID-19 Task Force, has taken the decision to close all schools on Nevis with immediate effect. In light of the recent news of students being infected with COVID on St. Kitts, unusual contacts between students and teachers on both islands, this is a precautionary measure here on Nevis to protect our children and teachers and auxiliary staff and prevent any possible spread in the school setting on Nevis. Schools will be closed for the next 2 weeks. During that time, teachers will be expected to work from home using available online platforms to ensure the students continue to receive necessary instructions and guidance. We urgently urge teachers and other school staff who are not yet vaccinated to use this opportunity to get vaccinated against COVID-19. Vaccinations are available at all health centers across the island of Nevis. The measure best ensures the safety of our schools for students, teachers, and auxiliary staff. And that's an urgent public notice from the Ministry of Education on Nevis. And we have already heard that here on St. Kitts, with effect from tomorrow, all schools are also closed. Good evening, Mr. Liburd. Reads this email. Your radio show is very informative. Everything you put your hands to turns out good, hence the load of grudging against you. Patches, it breaks my heart, this new crisis. Patches, you have the purple ocean doctor, the man you replace, and the Syrian telling people all kinds of nonsense about them vaccine. Mr. Liburd, I am not a lawyer, but there must be laws. Edinburgh and all these mere misfits, beg your pardon, are breaking with them things they are saying, breaking the law, the things they are saying on the airwaves to hinder nationals from taking the vaccines. Ambassador, all I know is God don't like ugly. Good night. God bless. The warriors in the east are waiting for your battle cry. Mr. Liburd reads this email. Let's go back to the lines, caller. It's 23 before 10. Thank you for holding your live.
Good night,
Hello,
dear
caller.
Ambassador.
Good night, sir.
I greet you well.
I greet you as well, my dear brother.
At a very trying time for the nation. I
Yes, it
was
is.
just informed of some new cases. I think 6 more cases via this
6 more
news.
cases, yeah.
So it's really a trying time, and I urge again, use your medium to urge people. I have been fully vaccinated to do what is necessary. Yeah, it is. Let's put aside the differences, whether we're Labour, PAM, PLP, whatever you want to call yourself. Let's focus on being vaccinated, so that, because this thing is real. I would have encountered it back home. And I am now worried. I am absolutely worried because I know what I've seen. I know the deaths. Jamaica is now at 924 deaths from COVID-19. And the people just need to get serious. And there's nothing to the vaccine. I took my 2nd dose and I feel normal. I have not had any illness. I have not had any weakness. I have not had any shortness of breath. The mere fact was my arm was numb for a while, and I was told to take a paracetamol. Yes? And so let us do and play your part. I think your motto says country above self. Yeah? And the reality is people have to think about the safety and also think about their nation. If you love your country, you'll do anything to protect your country and protect the people of your country. Yeah? And those who are bringing misinformation about the vaccination, especially AstraZeneca, which when you look at the information coming out of the WHO, AstraZeneca and Pfizer recently has been dubbed the 2 safest vaccines, and the 2 most potent in terms of its efficacy in dealing with this COVID-19. So I urge the goodly people of the Federation to use wisdom and to use better judgment and sound judgment in doing what is necessary to preserve lives and livelihood.
Sound speech, my dear brother, that cannot be condemned.
So I urge you, Ambassador, continue the hard work that you're doing. Continue. I urge Minister Byron, the Prime Minister, and the task force led by Sir Abidas Samuel and Dr. Azelos and others to continue. A matter of fact, I want to commend the contact tracing. It was so quick to see 300 and something people in less than 48 hours. That's not an easy task. And so it shows that the protocols are working. It shows that the mechanisms that have been put in place are working. And it is I really have to commend. When things are good, we must say it's good. And when it's bad, we can also say where there needs to be improvement. And I really want to commend the task force for doing an excellent job. I mean, one would expect at some point that there would be some cracks in the system. There's nothing that is perfect, and there's nothing that is designed to imperfection, except God Almighty Himself. And so I just urge the people, do what is right. Ignore the noise, ignore the propaganda, as one would say, and focus on reopening the borders. Because if you don't vaccinate, then I want to look forward for when I go and come back that I can actually participate in a jam session that you all call here in December, Sugar Mass. But if there's no vaccination, I don't think there can be any Sugar Mass. So I urge you, Ambassador, continue the hard work, and may God bless you and bless the people of the Federation and bless the leader of the Federation at this time, because I know it's a trying time and a difficult time to lead any leader across the world, including our very own Dr. Harris, to lead at this time.
Yes, my dear brother, thanks for your support. Thanks for your wise words. And thank you for the encouragement as well. Now let's go back to the lines. Caller, your live. Hello, caller. I hear caller.
Yesterday I was with Mick Albert. The woman that she said was publisher, then she forgot the sickness there. All upon them from bus and all over. And looking at the burying ground, right, I need to toilet inside the burying ground in Bastille. Because the other guy went through the water and they were pity, and I nearly pity up myself. Inside the burying ground.
Okay.
Yes.
That's a reasonable request, my dear. Okay. That's long overdue. I agree with you.
Please. Have a very good night and take care. See you.
Thank you very much. Take care as well. That's not a bad request. Good night, Mr. Liburd. Let me say thank you for your education on a weekly basis. It is sad to see how our people allow politics to rule their lives. They need to realize that COVID-19 does not care about politics. COVID-19 is also worldwide, as they are fully aware. I was appalled at the disrespect on the live as the Prime Minister was addressing the nation on Saturday, May 22nd. I tried to reach out to someone living in the States from the Federation who has a Facebook following, and I simply asked her to be more positive and build up, encourage, and not tear down. The bad words and dirty names calling she used towards an email towards me in the email was disgraceful. She said, I must be from Unity. I don't live in the Federation, but I'm a national who cares about my people. Mr. Liburd, I will continue to pray. Yes, we all will continue to pray, my dear, because some people are unaware that there is a problem or there is a solution to the problem, and we are the solution, no one else. This COVID-19 pandemic, this virus does not discriminate. It takes everyone, wherever they find them in its path. It's 16 before the 10 o'clock hour. My Straight Dog family, let's go back to the lines. Call you live.
Could you hear me? You could
yes,
hear
you're
me?
live.
Hello?
Yes, you sound like Alice in the Wonderland.
Yes, you make me go and forget what to say now, because I'm the line you think now. Anyway, they're going on like you never do nothing up in your town. And they can't do as much as you. And the things them were left back is what they're doing. They're turning away your people where you put in. Even them on board. And have people who didn't want them and have so much things to say about them. And they better be careful. And everything gone sunny point. See you.
Okay. Okay, my dear. Always sounds like Alice in Wonderland. We go back to the lines. Call your live.
Yes, I'm back. I am back, Your Honorable.
Yes, sir.
When we look at United States, the condition that United States was in as regards to the amount of deaths, as opposed to now, they have taken the vaccine is now on track. What I could see here is about 360 degrees turnaround. That is to say that the vaccine is working. And I think they have something called it Pfizer. Well, the Pfizer and to me the AstraZeneca, to me, they are the same. And I do not see a problem in our people defying the AstraZeneca. I don't see a problem in that. Because if they have to take example of the United States, they would say, well, okay, if United States is going forward with it and getting good results, we the people are saying it can get the same thing too. So I would advise the people go quickly, without any hesitation, take a leave from the United States and go forward and get the vaccine. It's as simple as that. And that's my input for now. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you very much for your input. Just one correction, the Pfizer and the Moderna, I think it's the same manufacturers. I stand to be corrected. But caller, you're live. Hello, caller.
Hello?
Are you there, caller? Yes, you're live.
Patrick Dumpling again. Patrick, I pray for the doctors and the government. And Alice, stop that on the radio and saying everything gone Sandy Point. Nothing gone Sandy Point. It's not done with that. I don't tell you since last week. We're talking about the corona. We're talking about that. Alice done with that man. Nothing gone on Sandy Point. Patrick, this is Dumpling.
Okay, Dumpling, got you loud and clear. My Stray Dog family, as we wind down tonight's programming, at 12 before the 10 o'clock hour, the event you have just joined us. In the last 24 hours, there are 6 more confirmed cases of the coronavirus on St. Kitts, taking the overall tally for St. Kitts and Nevis to 60, 14 on Nevis and 46. Am I correct? Yes, and 46 in St. Kitts. And my Stray Dog family, the schools are closed with immediate effect. As a matter of fact, I should, before I get in trouble, just read the release from the Ministry of Education and the Ministry of Health. A joint release. It's pretty long, so I'll just probably read the first part. It says, this evening, Monday, 24th May 2021, I wish to update you on the present COVID situation in the last 24 hours. Also, last 24 hours, sorry about that, my Stray Dog family, we have recorded 6 additional cases, all from the same household. These 6 new cases are referred to as case number 55 through to case number 60. The individuals are in isolation at a COVID-19 certified facility. These additional cases bring the total number of COVID-19 confirmed cases to 60, with 46 cases for St. Kitts and 14 cases for Nevis. Please note that 45 cases have fully recovered with 0 deaths. There are now 15 active cases. These patients are stable and are being monitored. And it's the most cases I believe we've had at any one time since the COVID outbreak in December 2019 and since March of 2020, my Stray Dog family. But there is good news, according to Dr. Wilkinson.
The good news now is that we are no longer defenseless in this fight. We have a vaccine that is safe and effective against this deadly virus. The evidence has shown that the virus remains a clear and present danger to communities with low vaccination rates.
Yes, that's good news. We have a vaccine, the only tool that can fight this virus. Caller, thank you for holding your live.
Yeah, blessed good evening, everybody, Liburd.
Greetings, sir.
I listen to this program here from early up. I mean, everybody ask this question. And I really like to know, what is the cause of herd immunity?
What is the cost?
Yeah. Of herd immunity.
Well, the cost of the vaccines, I believe some time ago, the Prime Minister made mention of, I think, about
Not the cost of
$800,000.
the vaccine itself. What is the cost of herd immunity?
My brother, if you're going to answer the questions, then go ahead. I'll listen. Go ahead. Are you finished?
You're telling me about the cost of the vaccine. I don't want to know about the cost of the vaccine. I want to know the cost of herd immunity, not the vaccine itself.
Well, if you to get herd immunity, 70% of the population must be vaccinated.
Yeah, but what is the cost of that? That's a cost factor.
Well, I was just trying to get there. But the cost factor must be the cost of the vaccines. And the nation is getting the vaccines free.
The nation is getting the vaccine free. And herd immunity is not a cost.
No cost. Beg pardon?
So this one island ain't getting pay to each herd immunity. Because at the same time it could be set about people who the trap. We got to be very, very careful with these people. Because they ain't just started to play game. They playing game all around from way back when, you know what I mean? What about the AIDS virus that is killing people regularly in this country up to this day? How come they make a vaccine for that? The majority of our death today in these parts of the world is AIDS virus. Today are talking about, not just today. How come they make a vaccine for that? They really want to save people's life? We got to get real as a people. It appears to me as if herd immunity got a serious cost and government throughout is trying to get that cost. That's me, the ramp up for vaccination look like they come from too high. It's just my opinion.
Okay.
Yeah, blessed man.
Blessed my brother. That's one thing about straight talk. Everyone is entitled to his or her opinion. But as I was saying earlier, my understanding is of herd immunity. It suggests that I think the figure used is 70% of the population, and the population meaning those over the age of 18 or 18 years and over. And this doesn't include people at a certain age, our octogenarians and those other people, but 70% of our people will be vaccinated. And if you're going to ask the cost, the primary cost obviously is the cost of procuring those vaccines. My Straight Talk family. But let's go back to the lines at 4 before 10. Caller, you're live.
Patrick, when he be trying to ask you that we were oil on them telling people to take the vaccination?
That's not important, Dumpling. That's not that important.
Well, we ain't gonna tell nobody to take no vaccine. Who ain't want to take it? That's the business. And when the time and the expire, we throw them away. So if that's the waiting on, they ain't not gonna pay. So let us go with the boy. See you.
Okay, let's try to avoid the rebuttal and things like that, because each one on Straight Talk is really entitled to their view. I don't know where the source of information in terms of the issue raised about AIDS. I don't have that information, but it'd be good if callers make such interventions that will tell us which where they got their source, or what is their source of information. Let's go back to the lines. Caller, you're live.
Good evening, Mr. Patches. A pleasant Monday evening to you and to the people of the Federation of St. Kitts. First off, I need to say,
good evening, my dear.
The cause of herd immunity is to get your people vaccinated, that there will be no serious illness and no deaths. What is the cause of herd immunity? The cause of herd immunity is to get the people of the Federation of St. Kitts and Nevis to be vaccinated in order to save lives and to save your generation to come and yourself. Patches, everybody seems to have a problem. The question is, you get the vaccine and you still could get the virus and you still could transfer the virus, and all that is true. But for some reason, and I keep saying it, I keep speaking to my very good friend Chico, and I keep telling him that people are selfish. But I've come to realize that it has nothing to do with selfishness. It has all to do with lack of common sense. Now we are talking about getting the COVID-19 vaccine. And yes, you could still get the virus. Yes, you could still spread the virus. Because vaccines are not 100% accurate. We all got vaccinated when we was in school. We all were vaccinated as children from school. What do you think those vaccines were for? Measles, mumps, chickenpox, and the list goes on. But I would like somebody tonight who is at 50 years and above, or 40 years and above, tell me that nobody ever got measles, chickenpox, or mumps, even though you were vaccinated. Because you see, you still would get the measles, you still would get the chickenpox, you still would get mumps, but you would not be as sick as if your body was not protected against it. This is what people don't understand. How much time do the medical doctors have to say to the people of the Federation, even though you got the vaccine, yes, you would still get the corona, yes, you would still get the COVID-19, but you would not be as sick that you'll be knocking on that door, that you wouldn't have to be wrapped up in a body bag. Vaccines are not things that cure any kind of virus. Vaccine don't cure. Vaccine protect you. Vaccine builds your immune system. Vaccine help to protect you and protect your household. That's what vaccines does. Why do we keep asking the question? If I get it, I could still get it. If I take the vaccine, I could still get the virus, and I could still get the virus. You need to start to self-educate yourselves. I don't understand why we keep going back and forth on this. Now look at what is happening. Everything that your people sat back and watch transpired in other countries is what's happening in St. Kitts today. For the heaven on earth, the government fought the COVID-19 task force, Dr. Wilkerson, Dr. Laws, even Mr. Williams put in his input, and fight to keep St. Kitts away from all this from the very beginning. From the very beginning, Dr. Laws and Dr. Wilkerson keep saying, it's going to come to our shores. It's going to come to our shores. And it did come to our shores. And now they keep educating you all over and over again and again. This is what's happening. There are variants out there popping up left, right, and center. Are we sure that what we have is COVID-19 from 2019? Or do we have a new variant in the island, on the island of St. Kitts? What do we got? Nothing. Let me say something to each and every one of you here tonight that is listening to the sound of my voice, because I know you all are listening. Somehow, you not understand what the word asymptomatic means. And the word asymptomatic means that one person could have the virus growing inside of them and spread it to 150 and multiply that by another 150, and that's how you got a community spread. For some reason, you're all not understanding what is happening here with the vaccine. You see, because if I got the vaccine and I already been vaccinated, 100% vaccinated, I am protected. But it doesn't stop me from getting the vaccine. Listen, people, educate yourselves tonight. Yes, Janet talking. It doesn't mean that it's going to stop me from giving someone else the vaccine, the virus, sorry. But guess what's going to happen? You are in more danger than the first time when it started out in 2019 and 20. When you know persons who are asymptomatic and persons who are not asymptomatic because they show symptoms. Because now, I may not feel anything, but I may have the virus. And I continue to live a normal life just like as an asymptomatic person. And then be passing it on from each other to one another. You people are not paying attention to what is happening here. And when you're going to come on the radio and you're going to talk nonsense. St. Kitts is not the only country, or the Federation of St. Kitts and Nevis is not the only country that is battling the coronavirus. It is out there. And there's another situation that you all are looking at. How do we know how these variants are, why these variants are popping up? What if persons who are asymptomatic are the ones who are breeding the new variant? Because you see, you're not showing any symptoms, but that virus is inside of you, and it's turning and it's kerning and it's rebuilding itself and it's reboosting itself and it's changing your guys, and it's changing everything. And then it jumps from my body to someone else's body. Everybody's immune system are created differently. Every human being that God put on the face of this earth is created and structured differently. You're going to have side effects. Anything you take is going to give you side effects. Vaccinations are going to give side effects. Injections give side effects. Medications give side effects. You're going to have headaches. You're going to have fever. Or you keep playing ring-a-ring-a-rosy and ring-a-ring-a-rosy with this thing. A lot of you seem as if you all have not grown up. It seems as if I don't remember childhood days. Go back to your grassroots. Remember when you used to get vaccines in school? You had headaches, you had fever. Sometimes you get, sometimes you don't get it. Why do you keep pushing the negativity about this vaccine so much? Why are you people making the world know that Kittitians are people who just don't understand what's happening in today's world? Why is it that you are letting the people of the outer world know that there's so much ignorance running rampant in the country of St. Kitts? I don't know about Nevis because I'm from St. Kitts, so I'm going to talk about St. Kitts. Get up, go out and get vaccinated. You don't want to get vaccinated? Then isolate yourself from everybody. Nobody's asking you, nobody's begging you, nobody's pushing you. But if you so love your country, and you so love your family, and you so love the beautiful island of St. Kitts, why are you not trying to do the best thing possible in order to save that beautiful island, to move it on to your generations to come and your generations to come after that? Go out and get vaccinated. There's nothing wrong with the vaccination. Nobody can track you. In fact, you all have been tracked already. Let me make it clear. Every one of you who got expensive cell phones that you bought for $4,000 and $5,000, you're being tracked by it. You're being tracked. You ever realize that your location is not on, but you got a lot of things popping up asking you where you've been and how is this and how is that? When you go away, you put your thumb finger on top of a thumb reader. You're being tracked. You have an ATM card. There's a chip in your ATM card. You're being tracked. There's a chip in your cell phone. You didn't create your own cell phone. You bought the cell phone from a manufacturer. A manufacturer. How do you know that there's nothing inside there tracking you? Of course there's things inside there tracking you. Everything you do in today's world, you're being tracked, and you don't even understand that you're being tracked. But you're being getting vaccinated to help protect you against what's happening with the COVID-19 moving forward and the variants that are popping up all over the place. And your ignorant explanation to it is, it got in thing to track you, it got in chip to track you, it got whatever they're putting in it, you won't be able to conceive. Hey, some of you don't deserve getting more children anyway. What is the problem? There's nothing in the vaccine that is going to track you to anywhere, because you're already being tracked to your cell phones. You don't keep off of them. They're always to your ear. You do your multi-businesses on them. The vaccine is to help curb this thing. The vaccine is to help save lives. People wake up and understand what's happening. Do you want to see your elder generations fall down and dead? Do you want to see your younger children fall down and die? Now, all the schools in St. Kitts are closed. All the schools in Nevis are closed down because of what's happening in today. And some foolish body gonna ask, so when they close down this school, what's going to happen to the children? Who can stay home with children? Stay home with all the children. Because if there's problems in your household, there's problem with you. Stay home. Mr. Patches, have a wonderful night. Thank you for hearing my part. Good night.
Thanks a lot, my dear. And I believe that's the way we ought to end it. Well said. Patches, I so respect your patience with this email. That caller was being sarcastic. That's not the last caller, I'm sure. The cause of herd immunity is simply 70% of people being vaccinated. COVID-19 is what we are dealing with at this time. But, my dear Straight Dog family, all I can say, when the hurricane season starts, we will put or revise what I call our SOPs, our standard operating procedures, whether in business or at home. At home, we'll make sure we prune the trees, they cut the trees, the big trees, the branches from close around the house or close to the roof. We'll check our roof for leaks, and the list goes on and on. The standard operating procedures for the COVID-19 are straightforward as well. Wear your mask, keep sanitizing your hands, and ensure you keep your physical, some people call it social distance. I like the physical distance of 6 feet when you are in crowds. And of course, the major tool that we now have is the vaccine. It's the AstraZeneca vaccine. One thing for sure is that we cannot run away from the pandemic, and the pandemic is not going away. That is a fact. Will the pandemic end when all those people who are exposed to it have died from it, so there's nobody else? Well, we won't want to get to that state either. Or will the pandemic end when other people who are exposed to it survive and we achieve herd immunity? That gives us some protection. And my family, there are some in our midst who have taken their 2 doses of the vaccine, but yet promoting a view that people must have choices. And they are correct. We all must have a right to choose. But the reality is, my family, I concur with Dr. Wilkerson, who reminded us that in a pandemic, it may be too late. Those are my words, my Straight Dog family, but this is what Dr. Wilkerson had to say.
In a pandemic, time wasted could result in lives lost. The Oxford AstraZeneca vaccine is 70% effective in preventing the transmission of COVID-19. It is 76% effective in preventing severe disease after just a single dose. It is 82.4% effective in preventing severe disease after 2 doses. And it's 100% effective in preventing death from COVID-19.
My Straight Dog family, as a young boy, I learned that a bird in the hand is worth 2 in the bush. We have available to us the AstraZeneca vaccine, but some people are waiting, and I hope and trust they won't wait in vain. As I said, my Straight Dog family, the COVID-19 prevention measures are in place, my Straight Dog family. We are waiting for a particular vaccine, and the medical health experts have told us about the Cuban vaccine already.
The death rate in the United Kingdom from COVID-19 has decreased 99% since the rollout of the vaccine. Now, we have also said, even before it was announced that Cuba had vaccines that they were working on, that we would be using vaccines that were authorized by the World Health Organization, okay? And the World Health Organization stamp of approval, it's a genuine, reputable body, and we thought that that was the route that we should have gone, because we did not want to be using any vaccines here on our persons in the Federation that has not gone through the stringent phase 1, 2, and 3 trials. I have nothing against Cuba or the Cuban vaccines. As a matter of fact, if you look back at the tape 1 year ago, I was at the airport welcoming the contingent from Cuba who came to help us in this pandemic. And I'm pretty certain that if there's a Cuban vaccine that comes on board, having passed through the trials and is authorized, that if it's available to us, we would use it. But as of now, the Cuban vaccine is undergoing trials in Cuba and Iran. And so there is no point in us saying that we are waiting for a vaccine that hasn't gone through the testing to determine the safety and the efficacy as yet.
If, he said, if it's available, if introduces the conditional tense, subject to availability. My Shadok family, this message reads, Facebook message, people around me in Toronto that I know are dying, but the vaccine is having a positive effect. Even though AstraZeneca has its problems, any vaccine is better than none. When people start dying, it will be too late. Take the vaccine, please. I took it, and my arm hurt for a while, but it's good now, my Straight Talk family. As a federation, we have a serious problem on our hands. We can't decide whether we are part of the problem, my Straight Talk family, or part of the solution. Part of the solution is using the only tool we have available, which is the vaccine, the AstraZeneca vaccine. All of us who have taken the vaccine can be therefore considered part of the solution. But some of us are waiting, and please let us not wait in vain. The house is burning, and the fire truck is outside. Let the truck put the water on the house.
Saying that we are waiting on a vaccine that has not developed is like having your house on fire and a fire truck showed up and you said, no, you're going to wait for the one that's coming from Sandy Point or deep.
Imagine that. You have a vaccine, but you're waiting on one that's coming. My Straight Talk family, it may be too late. I encourage you to get vaccinated. That's the way we're going to end it tonight, my Straight Talk family, because Alva Bradley is already in the studio and he's raring to go. I want to thank Alva as part of the technical staff, without whom we may not have been able to be here. And in the back room, Bevan Wilkinson and John James, they too make Straight Talk what it is. You, my Straight Talk family, all the callers, all the emailers, and those on social media, whichever platform you use, remember, you are the ones who make Straight Talk, and for that I say a big thank you. I should have started, though, with thanking Almighty God for guiding our conversation tonight and as always. And my Straight Talk, remember, whatever your mind conceive, that you will achieve. But first of all, you've got to believe. So when you wake in the morning, thank God for the morning light. Thank Him for taking you through the night. And my Straight Talk family, keep moving on. Until we connect on Thursday for another edition of Straight Talk, stay safe, encourage your friends, encourage your neighbors, encourage your family to get vaccinated. Be good to yourselves, my Straight Talk family, and enjoy the best of what's left of tonight. Bye-bye until we connect on Thursday.